What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Today we are going to be starting the cut and buff process on the car. I've already started on a section of this deck lid. You probably can't tell here, but if you look at the light, I'm going to show you how I went from making the paint, if you watch this light here, go from super smooth like this, or from super bumpy like that, which is the orange peel, to super smooth like that. So sit back and I will show you exactly what I did. Might not be the right way, but it's what I'm doing and it seems to be working. I'm not burning through the clear at all. Unfortunately, there are defects in the base coat, which I thought it was the clear coat, but it is actually the base. A little bit right there. And it's just random spots. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I'm not super thrilled about it, but I don't know. I'll just live with it. But anyway, sit tight and I will show you what I do. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over quick the products that I'm using and I'll get to showing you exactly how I'm using them. First, I start off with a Trizact. This is all Trizact 3M product. It is expensive, but it is worth its weight in gold as far as sanding and stuff goes, because they're just good products. So I'm gonna start with a 1500, then I move to a 3000, and then I move to the 5000 here, which right there is 5000. I guess it's right there as well. So that's what I do. I do those three, and then I jump to the blue buffing pad, which is right here. And as you can see, it's dirty. I'm done for tonight because, yeah, I started this video the night before, so I'm gonna go wash this out. And then I move to the black 3M pad is the finishing pad. And on top of that, I'm using a buffer, and then I have my DA here. It's a low orbit, but it's a DA with a 1/2 inch foam interface pad. So let me get started. Okay, so I am all set up, and I have my DA here, and I got the 1500 Trizact on here. And it's what I'm gonna do is I got some soapy water in this, and then down here, you can't see it, but there's a bucket of soapy water with some towels in it. So the first thing I wanna do is I'm gonna spritz this, and then this doesn't have to be super wet, it's just gotta be damp. And then you're just gonna sand. Okay, so now I did a few passes, and in the beginning I went with the real speed of time, just so you could see how fast I was going. You don't have to go super fast, but you don't want to go too slow. Just a nice medium pace. So I'm gonna take this hot soapy water that I got down here on a clean microfiber towel. I'm gonna wipe this off. And I'm gonna take a clean, just like a linen towel, I'm gonna clean this off and dry it. Here we go. So while that is drying, I bring this over, and as you can see where the orange peel still is. So we're gonna have to sand it more. Now I'm gonna be more careful around here. I'm gonna probably hit this right here by hand, just because I don't want to burn through the clear coat. So, and then probably up here as well. I did throw a towel down over my car because when I was buffing this side with the compound, man, you should have seen all the stuff that was getting flung. So I did that because I don't want to go in the car. So let me get back at it and get that clear coat sanded down more. I just do a couple sprays on here and then a few sprays on here, and I start sanding. And you can tell when it starts to dry out a little bit, then you'll just grab your water and squirt it a little bit more. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get this rinsed off again. We're gonna check and see where we're at. And let's check this out. It's still kind of drying, so it's got that haze on there. But as you can see, there's still quite a bit of clear coat in there. So I have to sand her down a little bit more. And the clear coat is a shiny part. Or not clear coat, but the shiny part is part of the orange peel. So I'm gonna get that sanded down a little bit more. Down here is pretty good. I gotta hit a little bit right here. Over here by hand. I think that's as much as I wanna do like this. So is what I do. I'll show you really quick how I do it by hand. Let me move you guys over. Zoom you in a little bit. There we go. So this is what I do when I do it by hand. I get my wet or dry sponge. I put it on a piece of 1500 and I fold it over. I dunk it in some hot soapy water. And I'm just gonna hand sand it. Now, if you're not comfortable with a DA polish or sander like I got, you can definitely do this all by hand. Just take yourself a sponge. This is a pretty, hold on, let me zoom out here. This sponge here, it's pretty firm. It's not super soft, but it's not super firm. And it's gonna follow the contours and stuff. But if you didn't feel comfortable doing this, you could literally just, get your sponge and just sand it all by hand. then let me get my water here. I got about 2 gallons of water and maybe a tablespoon of dish soap in there, just because it helps lubricate. So there we go. Take my towel. So here we go. Let me show y'all. So you can see it is getting hazy. There's some areas I need to focus on. Up here a little bit. I mean, there's not a lot of orange peel, but you can tell because it's not as dull as this area. And I got to get up here a little bit. And then a little bit right there. Definitely some right here on this corner. And some over here. So it looks like the 4 corners. And in the middle as well. So what I'm going to do is I'll do these 4 corners here by hand. Let me zoom out. Do the 4 corners by hand. And then just get them knocked down a little bit. Then I'm going to switch back to my DA and just hit the whole thing and try to get it down to one uniform color. So give me a moment. Alright, now that we have that all done, let me show you what it looks like now. So it's pretty uniform. There's still a couple spots that you can see with the orange peel. You can keep sanding. However, a lot of those will come out when you start to cut and buff. So, what I'm going to do now is I have this 3000 pad. I used it on this side. These things are really expensive, 15 come in a pack. So I'm going to continue to use that one until it's no longer good. So I'm going to throw that on my DA, and I'm just going to continue on what I was doing. Now, notice how hazy this is. You'll see how it starts to shine a little bit after you use this 3000 grit. And I've been learning along the way that less water is more, if that makes any sense. You'll know if you have too much water, and it just takes a little bit to get the feel for it. But if you're slinging a lot of water around, you most likely have too much water on there. So, like right now, it's probably too much, but as I keep going, it'll slowly dry out, and then it'll be just the perfect amount. Also, let me mention the pressure that I'm using, it's the way the tool plus a little bit more. So it's a decent amount of pressure. It's just I'm not putting all my might into it, but I'm not just letting the tool do the job. I'm putting a little bit of pressure in there. Okay, after that pass with the 3000, this is what we're left with. As you can see, the orange peel is gone, but it's still a little bit hazy, and that's okay. Now, a lot of people stop at this stage with the sanding, and I can understand why, and they'll switch to like buffing, and this is just what I've been doing on research and stuff. However, I'm gonna actually go one more step further. I'm gonna take it down to 5000 grit. So let me switch out my pad, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do with that. Okay, so now I got this 5000 grit. I'm not sure if you can see, but yep, it's 5000. So I'm gonna put this on. Always remove your pads. Always remove them away from your surface, because if there's any dust or anything, you don't want that falling on your surface and getting it dirty. And then put the new ones on, not on the surface either. And then just like the 3000, I'm gonna spritz her down. spritzes on there. And then I'm gonna go to town. Okay, so this was after hitting it with that 5,000 grit and drying it off. And as you can tell, there's definitely a line, but it's super pretty shiny as far as it's almost polished kind of. So there's a side that is done already, and then you can just see where the haze starts coming in. But it's honestly, it's in person, you can't see it that. It doesn't look as hazy in person as it does here on the camera. So the next step that I want to do is, after a bunch of research that I was doing last night, when you go down to 5,000, you don't have to do the two-step polishing and everything. You can actually just start with the finishing step, which I'm doing here. So I got a different pad here. This is a ultra fine pad here. So I'm gonna start loading it up a little bit, because you gotta get this a little bit wet, and then rub this into your pad. And as what I'm using here is the 3-step. This is a step 3 of the 3M Perfect It. It's Ultra Machine Polish. So that's what I'm using. You can use anything that you want, like Meguiar's or really anything. I just got this because, yeah, it's what was recommended to me by my brother who works in auto body. And he said that, you know, this stuff is expensive, but 3M products are really good. So there we go. So now I'm gonna put this on my polisher here. This is not a dual action polisher. You can use a dual action polisher. I'm not. And then what I'm gonna do is a few pea-sized just like that. And I'm gonna bump it in. And then I'm gonna start it, but when I start it, I'm gonna start it flat against the car so I don't sling the stuff everywhere. And you want to stop it while it's on the car as well. So now that this is kind of rubbed in a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and kick it up. So now I'm going to take a clean microfiber cloth here. I'm just going to wipe it off the remaining polish. And then there we go. Let me take this off. This is kind of hazy right now, but it's, yeah, there's some polish. I gotta re-polish this side right here, but here we go. Perfectly smooth, no more orange peel. Metallics are just popping, given a certain light, and they change colors like they're supposed to. And there we go. So that is how I am buffing and cutting. I'm actually gonna polish over here a little bit more. I need to do this half of the trunk again because I do have a few swirl marks, and I assume I didn't polish it right last night. So there we go. Alrighty. So I'm actually gonna be calling this wrap for today. Is what I did though, is I got this door done here. So let me kind of zoom in. I can show you. Just look really good. Pretty happy with how it's turning out. Man, that was a huge undertaking. I thought for sure, I don't know. I definitely underestimated how long this was going to take. And then here's this quarter panel. I got this done here. I even fixed the run. Look at the light. The run that was down here, I got that all fixed. It's good. You can't see it. Is what I did is I took some sandpaper and 1500 and a flat hard chunk of metal that I had laying around, kind of like that, and I just put it on there and sanded until it was pretty much flat. And then I did what I did with everything else. And then I got up here all done. This is looking good. I stopped here. I still got this side to go, but I did get down here done as well. So this is looking good. Unfortunately, I did have one spot where I burned through, and let me see if I can find where it was. Yeah, right down here. Really frustrated with that. It's not down to the metal, which is good, but it did burn through. So when you're using that buffer, just be careful, because it will eat your paint up like hardcore. So, hi, look at me. You can see my reflection in this. It's pretty good. So, and then you see my reflection up here, the sparkles from the stuff. But yeah, this is where we're at. I was hoping to bring it out into the yard or into the sun, but as you can see, well, I guess the sun finally came out. It's well, I guess you can't see. It's been cloudy all day, so it's finally sunny. But anyway, I don't have time for that. But yeah, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments, drop them down below. What I did, it might not be the right way. I do, you know, like I said, everything that I do is just trial and error, because I had never done it before. So appreciate you all watching, and we'll check you all next time. Later. Well, I actually thought, what the heck, might as well just pull it out quick so you can see what it looks like in the sun. So here we go. I was looking at the hood on the when I bought it. It was actually tweaked when I bought it, and it was already setting up like that. Unfortunately, I can't get it to sit any flatter. All hoods and a lot of stuff for this car is on back order, but yeah, it is what it is for now, I guess. And I hate, because it's bent up here as well, I can't get this to set any more flat. That hinge is all the way down, and yeah, it just looks like crap. But here we go. Here's a side that I haven't buffed yet. And then we'll move on to the back up here. shut that off before I forget about it. Still gotta fix those rear lights, the backup lights. It's driving me crazy, but I just gotta adjust it. I fiddled with that forever. Here we go. Here's what she's looking like. I don't know. I am super happy about it. The way everything's turned out on this, I can't complain. I'm loving it. I'm so excited. A second gen Camaro has always been my dream car. Well, actually a first gen was my dream car, and a second gen has always been my second favorite car. But man, I love them. I'm so happy I got this thing. And then just seeing it slowly come together just makes me happy. So. This video is actually, I'm going to put this before my closing video of me buffing. Actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Anyway, but yeah, there we go. This is the car. Anyway, I am, yeah, I'm going to let y'all go. Thanks for watching again, and I appreciate it. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace.